Folks, today on the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel, we're gonna be heating up some pipe, having some fun, working with Miss Stoney Ridge right there, and getting the job done before it rains. It's getting ready to pour down rain on me, and I gotta hurry. All right, guys, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel. Today's gonna be fun. Today's gonna be super rushed and stressful for me. We've got rain clouds all around us. It's supposed to rain. We've got a roof up here that's gonna run water off in our trench, which is right there. And we've got to get this water pipe in the trench and solved. We got to get it all put together really quickly and all the way around that outside edge. This is going to be a chore. It's going to be a mad dash. I've got Miss Stoney Ridge with me, and hold on to your pants. Next thing we got to do after we get this in the ground, and if you guys missed part one, we'll show you some footage from part one. We dug all these trenches out on the other side of the building. I'll turn it around right here. We dug all these trenches out down here. Next thing we got to do is figure out how to finish those trenches off. And the way that we're going to finish those off is with pop-ups. So we'll show you all that today on the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel. Right now we got to get in the ditch and we got to get to work, right?
We sure do.
We're going to see what your shoveling skills will do.
Oh yeah.
Blister time, baby. Let's have some fun. This is the trench that I dug yesterday. I just dug this yesterday. Never dig a trench that you can't backfill the same day. Ooh. This rain is going to mess us up big time. Now, I don't really have to worry so much about this side over here because the rain isn't gonna fill this up. If we get an inch of rain, it'll just make it a little mucky, but we do need to get in here and shovel out some of the dirt so that we have a nice smooth transition, and that's gonna be Miss Stoney Ridge's job. So she's gonna be shovel girl in this ditch, and basically all we gotta do is trench out, throw it all out on the side where the dirt is, and then we'll come back in with the skid loader, a little bit of crush run, a little bit of clean stone and that dirt, and we're going to compact it because this is all going to be under concrete. This is going to be under concrete. My concrete guy, Larry called me about 2 hours ago and said, hey man, what do you think about me starting Thursday? It's Tuesday. So all this has to be compacted so that we can pour concrete on it. That is a serious undertaking. The rest of it will be pretty simple. All this stuff will be way simple. This is the big rush. So let's get in the ditch. I'll get in here and I got to find the end of that pipe. She's going to get over here and she's just going to start shoveling. So we get you guys some cool footage. Hard working woman, right?
That's right.
So we're going to be putting a hydrant, which is over there, right here. I'll be doing that. What you're going to do is grab your shovel. I'm going to guide you through this. So our hydrant's going to go right there. So you're okay. We do need that shoveled back out if possible.
Okay.
You're going to start right here. There's a big rock right there.
Okay.
And you're gonna go right down the middle and you're just gonna dig all this out level. So we don't need it dug down deeper, we just need it dug out level. It's already deep enough. The frost line here is 18 to 20 inches, and this is well over 24 inches, so we won't have to worry about it freezing. So you're gonna dig out basically just to level the land up right here. Just scoop all that out, make sure that the pipe doesn't hit on any rocks. You got it?
I got it.
Okay, start there and work your way back and throw it this direction over where the rest of the dirt is.
Okay.
Cool?
Yep.
Now, for you guys, you need to know this. We have a hand hole box that's going to go in right here. This is the box that's going in. So we've got a box, an extension to that box, and a second extension. All this is going to be underground, and that's where the pipe is going to terminate. We're going to leave it right here under the ground, and then when I get ready to, I'm going to hook this line up to my water system for the cows. We need a backup system for the solar well. So we've got a solar well system on the farm here. It's 1¼ inch poly coming out of the solar well, and that feeds all the cattle waterers. In case we have an issue where we don't have sun for a few days, the well will not pump. So what we'll have to do is we'll put a valve in right here once we're ready, and we'll turn the water from the well on and feed it out to the cattle waterers. That's it. Man in the ditch. Well, Miss Stoney Ridge is over here, and you can see I'm way down in here. This is almost 3 feet deep. It's way overkill. Miss Stoney Ridge is over here on this side right now. She's cutting her ditch nice and smooth, and I'm gonna get down under here and get this water pipe. So you can see that water pipe laying right there. I've got to catch that water pipe. So we got to dig down deep enough to get it. And it's nasty right here, really nasty. We are really rushed to get this done, guys. All right. So, my 1-inch, 160 PSI poly pipe goes in the ditch right here. And then I've got to do exactly what Miss Stoney Ridge is doing and work my way down this ditch and get this pipe in, and we've got to do some splices. So I'll have a little bit more technical work. We got our ditch right. Now we've got to put in our box. This box, we've got to judge the size of this box real quick. Down in the hole, okay, we're pretty much close to ground level right here. That's right where we need to be. We need to get some rock, some gravel. Okay, poly pipe goes that way. This is a Milwaukee heat gun. We need this to put everything together, and we need this to cut the pipe. The pipe has a little bit of pressure on it. I'm gonna cut it away from myself and get the pressure off of it. Try to drain some of the water out, and then we're gonna go ahead and splice right here to put our hydrant in place right there. We're almost done. This is really quick, and it's really working out great. The storms are here, and I can hear the thunder. You'd think I'd learned my lesson by now. I've done this before and got water all over me. A lot of air. The storm is here. It is upon us. I've got to put all this together. What we've got is a Woodford hydrant, widely regarded as the best hydrant. This is where it connects to 3/4 inch, and we're going 3/4 to 1 inch, okay? So, we've got to put a little adapter in there. What we're gonna do first, we've got a nipple right here. And I'm not a big fan of this plastic nipple, but it's all that I could get. We wanna go the same direction that we tighten our fixture with the Teflon tape. I get a good 6 rounds on there. Okay, and we'll go to the other side. Take our fingernail. This is 3/4 inch. Sorry about the wind, guys. We are racing Mother Nature here. Okay, now we're gonna screw this nipple into the bottom of our hydrant, and we'll screw this elbow onto the nipple. Gosh, I hope we beat this weather. Snug that down. We got to pressure test all this before we bury it. We are not gonna have time to bury this by the time this storm hits. We need to make sure we're pointing in the right direction. Our hydrant needs to be lined up this way, and this needs to be lined up the opposite way. So we're gonna turn it full 180 degrees. There we go. No use in getting pipe wrenches on this. This is super, super tight already. Now the next thing we need to do is get a piece of our poly that we just cut. Cut a piece off about that long so we can attach to our T, which is right here. Cut this extra long. Okay, now we can get our T in place. And that's where our heat gun comes into effect. Also, need to get our hose clamps. These are number 16 hose clamps. I felt the first raindrop. You feel that?
Yep, it's coming.
Okay, we're gonna put 2 on here. We're gonna put one way and one the other way. 2 clamps. These are stainless steel clamps. see if I can press this together without heating it up. That's hard. Hard on a man's hands. Let's heat it up a little bit and see if we can get it in there a little tighter. Feels pretty warm. Oh yeah. Soften it right up. Okay. Now we'll use our tool. We'll go ahead and snug these guys up. I am world famous for snugging them too tight. That's it. Now we've got to get this attached to the T, attached to the hydrant. So we got to get 2 more hose clamps opposite one another. Slide those on. And the hydrant has to sit in basically a tub of gravel. So when you shut that hydrant off, it drains all the water out of this down into a pit down here. That's why it's a frost-free or freeze-proof hydrant. So all the water falls down and it doesn't freeze. This is for the outdoor kitchen, and the outdoor kitchen will only be serviced by water on days when it's not freezing cold. So we gotta keep that in mind for sure. All right, now I just have to take a peek here in my hole where I need to be. And then I'm gonna cut my pipe about right there. And we got a whole new roll of pipe because this won't reach far enough and I don't want to put another junction in there. So we'll have to use this piece here another day, maybe. Get it out of there. Okay, sure we're lining up right. Here we are. Okay, snug this guy down. And go cut myself a piece of pipe. Okay. Be right back. I'm gonna cut a piece of pipe. So I'm gonna cut the end off this because I don't know what the heck's on the end. It's got a bunch of tape and goo and whatever on there. We'll heat this guy up also, but we need 2 more clamps. And we just happen to have just the right number of clamps here. We're gonna put a valve on the end down here. And we've got our clamps in the right spot. Heat this guy up. This will be the easiest one to put together. Hit that like button, guys, if you like this kind of content. This is super rushed. So we'll mash this together. Just like so. Try not to get dirt in the pipe. Oh yeah. Where did my tool go? There it is. Tools, black tools. Come on, man, make them orange. Don't throw tools in the dirt, Josh, and you won't have to worry about that, right? Not supposed to put your tools in the dirt. Daddy taught me that. Stupid shit hurt. Got a big old chunk of concrete right there I gotta get rid of. Oh, broke it. Just the right number of, oh. Like I said, guys, we had just the right number of clamps. Now we've got just not the right number of clamps. All you do is skip a tooth right there. It's ruined. Good. All right. Last but not least, our hydrant. Whoa, we need to tighten something on our hydrant also. Got to go get a pair of channel locks. Okay. Oh, set my hydrant up. Don't let it fall on your head, Miss Stoney Ridge. She's holding the camera, kids. Heat this up. Get the dirt out. Okay, onto our hydrant. Right here. Hold that up. You got it?
Got it.
All the way flush. There we go. Snug it down. Bam! Dude, that's like NASCAR pit crew fast, man. Boom, boom, getting it done. Loving this stuff. Guys, hit the like button. By the way, huge thanks, if I haven't said it already, to my buddies at PSI for helping me out getting the right stuff to get this job done. We got one more valve to put in place, and we're gonna turn the water on. Yeah, set this guy in the hole. Maybe. 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 Oh, it's hung. Here we go. Watch your head, Miss Stoney Ridge. Don't get hurt. He's dangerous. Just cut himself. One more valve, get the water on. It's raining. All right, it's getting wet. We're gonna put this box in tomorrow. Now we just gotta get this on. That way water is in it and it won't float up in our trench. I've had that happen before and it really sucks. So we'll turn this on. I'll be right back. Miss Stoney Ridge, you watch that for us. Oh baby, we got the water. We got the water. We can even right to you guys. Water. Oh baby. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this out and we're gonna put gravel down inside here. We've already put a bunch of gravel down around this hydrant. That is for the weep hole. So in other words, when we shut the hydrant off, the weep hole drains all the water out down into that gravel pit, okay? We wanna put a little more gravel in there, but we also want it to flow downward. So the way that we're gonna do this is we're gonna sacrifice this here bucket. Hopefully, yeah, my Milwaukee Fastback is sharp enough. Looks like a great way to slice your leg too, doesn't it? You guys might have seen this done totally different. So we cut the bottom out of the bucket, right? So now you think we could just set this in. We don't need to do that quite yet. We're gonna cut a notch out right here for the pipe to go down through. So we're gonna go in right here, cut us a little notch right there. This is bucket origami. Who's cringing right now? Like, oh God, he's gonna hurt himself. Didn't want the bucket to split right there. So now we can just score the bucket right there and it'll break right over. And then that's it. And now we have our little bucket. It slides right over the hydrant, right over Miss Stoney Ridge's arm. And let's go down the ditch, I'll show you. So this guy gets right in place right there. And we have a perfect little spot for a sump, okay? That sump is what's gonna hold all the gravel. When I bring the scoop of gravel over here, we'll just shovel some off into that sump and it'll be good to go. But for the meantime, right now, I'm gonna utilize a good old Stoney Ridge Farmer tripod to try and hold this thing in place. We just wanna hold it in place until we can get dirt packed in around it. This will be concreted also, and it won't hurt it to just flop over, but that ain't how we roll. Tripod's holding it, it'll stay right here until we see you in the morning, and we're gonna push back a little bit of this dirt with the skid loader, and then we're gonna put clean stone on top of that, and then we're gonna put crush run on top of that, and all this is gonna be graded out by the concrete guys who are supposed to be here in 2 days, and I don't think I'm gonna be ready. I got stuff laying all over everywhere. You ready to work? Can do some more work? Come on over here. So say goodbye. Miss Stoney Ridge will be at work tomorrow, right?
I'll be at work tomorrow.
And you'll
be in the mud.
I'll be in the ditch. Yeah, I'll be in the mud. So what we needed to do and what we got accomplished, and stay tuned, we've got a lot more to go. There's ditches all the way across over there. This rain was falling off and going into this ditch. I needed to make sure I got my pipe in the ditch prior to it raining and full of water so that it didn't float up out. No worries now. if water goes in and dirt goes in, this doesn't have to be compacted. There's no concrete here. This does, but this doesn't get any runoff because the runoff comes that way. Cool, see you in the morning. Yeah. Next day, and you can make fun of my beard. Guys, I decided I was gonna dye my beard, and it was a little bit too dark. It looks a little cartoony. Go ahead, leave me your comments. So we got everything in the ground right here. It rained about 1/10 of an inch last night. I was so worried for really nothing. What we've got to do, because there's gonna be concrete right here, we're gonna extend the outdoor kitchen out past this about 10 feet, and we're going to put in a little foundation, and we're actually going to have hopefully a fire grilled pizza oven here at some point. Now we've got everything stabilized. Right here is our hydrant. We'll level that up, make sure it's in good shape. We also have to run an electrical line, and what I'm going to do is stub up an electrical line right in here. Then we're going to start burying everything up. Let's look right on over here. This was what I was worried about getting water in. We did get a little water last night, but that's not a very big deal. There seems to be a frog down in there also. So what we'll do is we'll take a little bit of this loose dirt, put it on top of there, all the way around. Actually, we'll put dirt back in this one, strictly dirt back in this one. We'll put some of the loose dirt back in here, and we'll have a little bit of leftover. We'll cover up our line, make sure it's good to go. Then we're gonna take clean stone, clean gravel. We're gonna put a little bit of clean stone in here, probably 5 scoops. This is a new bucket from Raptor Attachments, guys. Huge shout out to Raptor Attachments for sponsoring the channel. That is an awesome, awesome bucket right there. Hardened steel. Check out the corner. It's gusseted, and it has this awesome guard on it so that we shovel appropriately into our bucket. So we'll be using the Raptor Attachments. Rawr! And you can see it's also got a thing here. You can, I guess, hang a chain from it, and you got a step there and a step right there for ingress, egress, whatever, in and out of your skid steer. Awesome bucket. That thing is a big boy. I believe it's a 72-inch bucket. I'll post a link down the video description to Raptor Attachments for you guys. Right out of North Carolina. Made in America, baby. All right. We're going to go down there to the factory and visit those guys at some point. So that's it for over here. The next project I'll show you over here, and that is getting these guys buried up. We're going to be using a land leveler from Raptor Attachments to take care of that too. So we're going to come in here, scrape this up, level it out good, and I have to find the end, which I think is down here in this chigger grass. Let's just go down here and find it. I have to find the end of the pipe that I've already put in here. Came out, maybe it's out this way. There it is. Bam. Good, because I don't want to run over that. Okay, so that guy's sticking out. This is a hazard. This is something I could run over in the future, and I don't want to run over it in the future. So let me show you how I'm going to solve the running over problem. We're going to put pop-ups in place. Pop-ups are a pretty cool little setup. I've got them over here from our friends at PSI. So we've got a big pile of parts. Here's how it's gonna work. So our black pipe is coming out of the building, going down into the ground, and then it goes way on out, probably 20 feet away from the building. Then we will hook to it with this adapter. This adapter will take 6-inch drain pipe. The 6-inch drain pipe will go into this 6-inch elbow. That'll go in just like that. So we'll have our black pipe that comes out of the gutter, down under the ground, and out into the yard where we'll be backfilling again. I'm probably gonna get 20 more loads of dirt to backfill, and then we'll have a pop-up in place. This is called a pop-up. As you can see, it will simply pop up. So when water gets in there, it pops up and it releases the water. So that's it. We also will have to drill a little weep hole in the bottom of each one of these elbows so that this thing does not hold water. So the water will seep out into the land underneath the ground. That's pretty cool. My plan is to put a little bit of gravel underneath each one so it does seep out into a little bit of a gravel pit. This is a bit of a complex job, guys, so hopefully you're enjoying the content today. We're having fun. So let's go over here and we'll go ahead and put one of these together. I'll show you how it goes, and we'll get you a time lapse, and we're just gonna put everything together and then bury everything. Okay, I gotta rotate this around. Give it a little twist. There we go. Where it mounts right up into the gutter right here. We'll set this off to the side a little bit, and I gotta dig out where the gutter meets the wall. I've got to dig this out just a hair. Water in my shoe. So that's done. Mounted up, good to go. Kind of doll this pipe up just a little bit, slide him up that way. There we go. Drain pipe goes that way, all the way down, and we'll go ahead and we'll connect up that pop-up. So the pop-up is going to be right at grade, but it's going to stick up a little higher than grade right here so that I can see it as I ride through. And we will be putting more dirt on this topsoil basically. So what I've got to do is grab my pipe, match it up where I want it, and then slip it together. And I'm going to cut my pipe right here. This is single wall corrugated pipe. There we go. As per the recommendation by the guys at the PSI plumbing store, they said to zip a self-tapper in here just to hold it in place. That way that pop-up doesn't pop out. Simply push this together like that. Pop up vertical, and that's it. Bam, she's ready. Check it out. That's it. Okay, we'll come back in here. We'll backfill this, but we won't backfill over the pop-up. Okay, I will. Oh, I need to drill my hole in the bottom there. Hold on. Ooh, almost messed up. And that's going to be the repetitive process for each one. So let's drill that hole real quick. Don't have my drill bit out here, but I do have self-tapper. Just use that. Awesome. That'll be a little weep hole now. I may have to clean that weep hole out once in a while, but that'll help the water drain out very, very slowly. So that's what the drain pipes look like. I've got 1, 2, 3 more to go, and I got to put the pop-up on the end down here that we just found, and then we'll start burying stuff. And you can see there are chunks of concrete in here, so we've got to be careful not to push those chunks of concrete on top of our single wall pipe, or it could crush the pipe. And we got to dig out, do the same thing here, here, here. So this just slips right in, pops right in, the pop-up does. We got a bit of a challenge right here. There was a rock that I had to navigate around, and this is not going to be above grade right here. So I'm gonna have to go back in with a shovel or the bucket. I'll take this pipe back out, push a little dirt in, set it back in so that we have slope to get it down the hill, and this sticks up about that much above the ground, so when we come back in with fill dirt. I'll put a post up and flag each one of these so I don't accidentally run over them with the skid steer. That would not be good. They can take a lawnmower strike, but they can't take a skid steer strike. Yep. I just propped it up. It's good to go. I'll have to gently and carefully backfill that one. Whew. Folks, we're just gonna take little Peanut, the Gale RT210, and get to work here. So we're gonna go with the Raptor attachment smooth bucket, and we're gonna start putting some rock in these holes. We're gonna push a little bit of dirt in first, and then we'll go in with some clean stone, and then we'll come right over top of that with a little bit of Crusher Run. Now Crusher Run has a little bit of rock dust in it, and it will compact very well. What we've got to do is compact this down as we're pushing it in there so that we can pour concrete on top of this next week. We've got a huge concrete job. We're going to do stamped textured concrete on this next week, so we got to get busy. Actually, the concrete guys will be here tomorrow, so I am in a big hurry. Now that we got all the ditches filled in, guys, and these will settle just a little bit, so this is not the final product, but we are gonna do a final grade with the Raptor Attachments land leveler. Be sure you tune in because we're gonna go down to Raptor Attachments. It's a local North Carolina company, and see how these things are made right here in America. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe. I'd love to have you back here on the farm with me. Let's get this job done. Oh, baby. What a day. The land leveler did good. I've got to learn it, and ask me how many pop-ups I collected with the land leveler. I did collect one pop-up. I knew I was going to hit this pop-up. It's right here. It was buried in the grass. It's so hard to find. Right there. Doggone it. The good thing is the pipe's not buried up too far, so I'll just put an extension on that pipe and I'll bring this out just a little further. The pop-up, it made it all the way down to here. We only tore off about 6 inches, so I'll take that. You just don't get everything right the first time every time, right? So we filled our ditches back in. Let's just take a quick walk around and show you guys how everything looks. We filled our ditches back in. We leveled it out a little bit. I believe a tooth bucket would have probably been a better tool to smooth this out. We compacted the soil down here. We still got a little swag in there, but they're gonna have to cut this down just a little bit when they go to pour the concrete here. This is gonna be stamped, textured concrete, and then the concrete between the building and the other building is going to be broomed concrete, just like we have around the front. It's gonna be great, guys. We're gonna have parking for like 5 vehicles, potentially wedding venue. I don't know, we'll see. This is a farm and you gotta diversify in order to make a living. The tools I used today, the Raptor tools, I'm really happy with. Again, this is not final grade. I have to bring in probably 40 loads of topsoil in here. Let's take a quick look at the land leveler. So basically it just has tines up underneath here, and I'm gonna get a lot more practice on this critter at my buddy John's house, the guy that let me use the Mini X to dig all these holes out. So gonna get a lot more use out of this. Gonna actually take it over to John's and play with it. He has a new house that he's just built, and he's got to do all the finish work. So we're gonna get a Harley rake and we're gonna take the land leveler over there and have a little fun, learn how to use it. Guys, thanks a lot. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Love to have you back here. This is the Mega Shop. It's huge. I don't know if I opened the door and took you inside or not today, but we'll take one more peek inside. It's probably too dark. Let's see. Yep, it's a little dark, but that is the Mega Shop. It's a big boy. Guys, thanks a lot for joining me today on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I really appreciate you. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Come on back. We're gonna keep on building and keep on having fun. See you guys. Woo! Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Oh, no five. Boom, 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 put the wrong color in my beard. Boom, 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 put the wrong color in my beard. Man, that looks nice. Wrong color beard. Sometimes we all do stupid stuff.